All right, customer is looking to get an estimate to have some walls replaced and their patio replaced. So this is going to be a little bit disjointed because I'm going to have to get a bunch of measurements on this. I can't find my stupid pencil for my um, writing this stuff down. So I'm going to quickly walk through it first, and then I will give the measurements. So we have got a patio here that you can kind of see is made out of pavers. We're going to bid to replace these pavers with irregular buckskin. So we'll take up the pavers, and then you see all these these timber walls. They're going to take out the timbers themselves. All right, so they'll take them out. We are going to bid to replace the timbers that are in some of these places. We'll start over here. So you can kind of see this is going along here. We're going to actually start it right along there and curve it into this. And we're actually going to pull this forward a little bit, so that way we have less excavation to do. And you see where this bench is? This will be the new face of the wall. All right, so it's going to come around here, and it's going to follow along this. And you can see where this is going over here. At this point right here, we're going to start to put in some steps. So we're going to put in some slab steps made out of buckskin with some landings. So it's going to start here, and it's going to curve itself up to the top right there. You kind of see where this plant is. It's about 3 feet back from this wall, and we're going to end it there. So we've got probably about 7 steps, 6 or 7 steps with some landings. All right. Obviously, we'll build a return along the backside. Then on the right-hand side of that steps, we're actually going to excavate this out, and create like a grilling area back here for it. Hang on a second here. My phone is doing weird things. It's still going good. So we're just going to kind of flatten this area out. So there'll be a wall that goes back, and along the fence line and back over to this area. All right, and then we've got a walkway that's going to go from the fence 3 feet wide, and it's going to kind of come along here for 17 feet. I'll just come from this side. So this walkway is going to start here, and it's going to come like this, and then it's going to curve into the house over here. So the pavers that are here are going to be gone. This is going to be planting space for her. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to give some, and then there's one more thing. So this patio is kind of janky. Well, not just janky. It's at a really tough pitch. So we're going to bid to actually raise this upper patio a little bit. So we might be able to, I said we might not. I'm going to put it in the bid, but basically to step up from the walkway to the patio itself. And that'll happen kind of diagonal from where the house is right here over to where the steps would be. So, but you can see where it meets up with this step right here. There's like 3 inches. So the idea is just to kind of raise it up and maybe to sink that down a little bit to make it to level it off a little bit. All right. What else? In this area right here, they said there is a concrete patio that's currently underneath it. I said we might not take that out. Well, because we're raising this up, we might just go over the top of it. And they understand the ramifications of it. The reason that we might leave it in and not take it out is because, lastly, this has no access, right? The access is through the gate over here. The driveway is right down there at the bottom, so I'm going to put in some dollars for rental of a buggy. We might have to take down a section of fence. I don't know. I'm basically going to charge I'm going to charge extra for it. I have to. All right, so some dimensions that we've got going on here. All right, so the walkway is 17, we're going to call it from here 17 feet by 3 feet, and add an extra 20 square feet in here for the flare. So 17 by 3 by 20. And then the excavated part here for the patio is going to be, we'll call it an extra 80 square feet. All right, because I'm looking at about 6 and 7 in the front plus cuts, so we're going to call that an extra 80 square feet in here. All right, I'm going to pause and get a few more measurements for the patio. All right, so the patio square footage, in addition to what I had mentioned, we'll call it 200. We're going to bid it at 240 square feet. Okay. And then we're going to call it 36 linear feet. Hang on. Yeah. 36 linear feet from the wall right here, coming along here, across, and it's 36 linear feet to where the steps start, and that's going to be at 2 feet tall. Okay, and then we're going to have a return. We'll call it a return of 6 feet because it's going to die into the hill. And then we've got this on this side, and this is going to be, we're going to call this another 2 foot tall wall on the left hand side. So I'm talking about this area right here that cuts in and goes across. We're going to call this 6, 12, 18, 24 linear feet at 2 feet high. So as it comes along here, across and back to the fence and kind of steps down. So we're going to call that 24 at 2 feet high. All right. And then I'm going to bid, I'm going to call it 6 steps in the contract, but I'm going to actually bid for 7 steps. So these are going to be 3 foot wide steps that start here and make their way around. And we're going to call that 5, 10, 15. I'm going to bid it at like 18 linear feet altogether. 18 linear feet. Okay. I think that's everything. This is Minneapolis. You can see where my car is. You'll recognize it. It's kind of tough parking, but we should be able to get stuff delivered here. This is the neighbor's driveway, but they said that they're really cool about it, so we should be able to have access. We also have their driveway, which is on the far side over here. And you can kind of see their driveway is down here through a very narrow stepping area. All right.